What's up, guys? Kamil Azeem here from the Almost Grown Up podcast. If you like what you hear, be sure to get involved in the comments. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos, and we'll see you in the episode.
1, 2, 3. And fade out music.
That was interesting. You never count. Caught me off guard. And you went 1, 2, 3.
Because we're on the 4.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's how we always do it.
No, I go 3, 2, 1.
On the 4th beat.
Yeah, but
Were you going to on 0? Musicians
minus
don't
1,
count.
minus 2, minus 3.
Anyway, we're back. I guess it's Happy New Year. Either way, Christmas has gone. It's been a weird one.
Yeah.
I've got this lovely Baby Yoda t-shirt, actually.
Yeah, that is dope.
Yeah, it's embroidered. My girlfriend. Yeah. I don't know if
Made
you
with
can,
love.
I don't know if you can. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but
I'll find a way.
people like just do certain things and they just end up being good at them.
Yep.
I mean, I've never had this experience.
I can vouch
I'm
for
still
other
waiting.
people.
Yeah, exactly. Like the first one she did, it was like a hand, and I think if you speak to any artist or like portrait artist, because she drew it out first, obviously.
Yeah.
Hand's like the hardest thing to get the proportions right on because there's so many like intricate angles for a human. I know I'm trying to do this.
I think anything to do with the human body is quite difficult. Like, even just trying to draw a person, it's like getting the proportions of like the head. I always just make the head way too fucking big.
so they all look like
Or our
toddlers.
hands are just much bigger than the actual body, and it's like, wow, hang on, that's not proportion.
Yeah, but then like if you imagine like all the little
Well, yeah, exactly.
ratios for each thing. But she basically drew like a hand holding mountains because she's like a big fan of like minimalist tattoo sort of style.
Sweet.
And the
Oh,
first,
like single line type stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Like she has a few of those herself. And the first one for someone's first try, I was like, "Are you sure you've not done this before?"
Yeah. You lying to me?
But yeah, so then this Baby Yoda one came out. But I guess there were no family get-togethers, no
parties.
no parties, and also none of that. I feel like I always hear a lot about people talking about when they have big family get-togethers that uncles always end up fighting because obviously they're like brothers, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Which reminds you of like, recently there was Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. They had that.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that, but I've heard that there were just two old men just trying to.
Well, they
fight.
are two old men fighting,
Keep going.
but it was only like 2-minute rounds or something. Not that that's like easy.
To describe,
I still
yeah.
couldn't do that. But Odell Beckham Jr. I think, or someone famous, they basically tweeted about it, being like, "This is like your two uncles fighting at a family get together."
Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah, exactly. I've never had my uncles.
Was it a good fight?
Uh,
Sorry to just
I mean,
interrupt.
if you, no, it's fine. Like I think it was okay. This is probably quite some time ago, so for any of our viewers who have already seen it and have an opinion on it, it's a little bit dated, but it is what it is. Deal with it. To be fair, there's not much else going on in your life because there's lockdown. So
Don't just assume everyone's as bored as we are.
I'm pretty entertained. I keep myself entertained. But yeah, it was an okay fight when you consider the fact they're all two of them are 50 plus. So
That is
yeah, I think if you compare it to obviously
an actual boxing match.
professional standard, it's not going to be like exhibitions are always different. Speaking of which, Logan Paul calling out everyone, and then his little brother also calling out Dylan Dennis, Conor McGregor. I think
Right.
Michael Bisping now as well.
Right, those two. I mean, I don't know about his brother, but they're just attention seeking. Like, that's just literally all it is.
I think it's what the kids these days would call clout chasing.
Clout.
Clout, yeah.
No, I heard that.
No, it's like
What's in the phrase?
clout is sort of like the weight,
California
the,
with clout.
like the weight. What?
It's an advert. Cough medicine with clout. That was their slogan.
Ah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like clout.
Well, I know clout must be, I don't know. Is it an ingredient or is it
So
just
they
like...
didn't actually use the word clout, and that was just you embellishing.
No, that was in their ad campaign. It was California
I really hope
cough medicine
this pops up here.
with clout. Yeah, it will.
We're not endorsed by cough syrup.
No.
But what was I going with?
I
Yeah,
just think we get
clout's
this high.
basically when you like the weight that your words have, I guess. So someone with clout.
Oh, that makes sense then. California cough medicine with clout is in cough medicine, which has more to it. As in, it's more effective,
I guess.
not as an ingredient.
So yeah, someone who's seeking like, I don't know, I guess validity
Yeah.
in public. But basically, for example, if Barack Obama was to say something, he'd have a lot more clout than I would, for example. That's the best way.
Got you. All right, cool.
It's also not really, it's like an informal way of saying it. It's not like a formal English term. Anyway, so yeah, they're basically just calling out anyone and everyone. He he opened up his so Jake Paul, the little brother. I think he's a little brother. I don't really follow these YouTubers, but he basically started off his video call out online. He was like, "What's up, you Irish cunt?" I was
Whoa.
like, and when an American drops a C bomb, you're like, "Man, this guy's actually he's on a mad one." Also, Conor McGregor would fucking kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, he said he had like a $50 million check. He's like, "There's more money than you ever earned." And my management team have contacted yours to set this fight up. It's
$15 million.
50.
Oh, 50.
And then 6 more zeros. 6 more zeros?
Yeah.
Anyway, and he's like, "This is more money than you've ever earned." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was $100 million for the Mayweather fight.
Yeah,
So I'm not
he
quite sure
definitely
where.
made a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of weird though, because his older brother's calling out Mayweather, who's I think they've agreed to it now. But it's just
I don't get it.
I don't think I'm not a fan of all these like YouTubers crossing over into exhibition matches, because I feel like it just like bastardizes the actual sport.
Yeah, it makes it just more of like a publicity contest, doesn't it? And in a way,
And all the true fighters. I mean, if I was them and I'm looking at all these guys, making 3, 4, 5 times as much as they get paid across a year in one fight,
yeah.
I'd be like,
So what lets you fight and not me?
because you bring in the money, and I get it, but at the same time,
but it's
I
just
feel
so
like
bad
UFC
for the
fighters
sport.
shouldn't be. Yeah, 100%.
So bad for the sport. It's like it's almost, comparing it to F1. It's kind of what we talk about a lot. Is if you get, you can get us behind the fucking wheel. Like say if we had a billionaire, sort of dad who's backing the team, bro. You don't want us in the in the driver's seat of an F1 car.
Yeah, I mean, there's a toss up there between that though, because all of the so quote unquote paid drivers, and so those of you uninitiated would be someone like Kamil said who've got a big backing behind them,
Like
or
sponsorships,
or they bring sponsors that the team need, because it's basically just a big money contest.
Yeah. They use that money to help develop the car and also pay staff.
Until they bring in the
Championship.
the caps.
Oh, I see.
That they bring in for spends for the teams. But a lot of the paid drivers, let's take like Lance Stroll for example, he's not a bad driver. Like they are good.
No.
People forget that. People think, oh, just because you're paid, like you just get thrown into a seat. But it's like they're still good drivers. Like
They've still been driving since the age of 4.
Yeah, exactly. Compared to like you, maybe not you, because you're really good at driving anyway. But like they're they're far better than the average person. So people think that just because they're paid, there's no skill involved. They're still skilled.
Well, no, of course, but
also,
I'm using that as an example for like boxing, where people can just kind of assume that I'm just going to be good at boxing because I took it up 2 years ago. It's like no, that doesn't. That doesn't work that way.
The trouble is that so I don't know at what skill level this rule breaks down, but I feel like everyone has a puncher's chance, which is why that term actually exists.
What do you mean by that?
Because fighting is such it's split by hairs, really. Like what you zig when you zag, when you should have zagged, sort of. You're gonna get clipped and get knocked out potentially. Like there is a chance, very small chance, but because it can be over in a second, a puncher's chance exists.
Yeah, but
I always hold.
I still feel like you need like years of experience in anything you do to professional level.
Oh no,
especially when it comes to fighting, it's like
for
bro,
consistency,
you got to work on them reflexes and just
also
that muscle memory of just what your body does and how it reacts to certain situations.
Yeah, but then for one exhibition and you're getting paid that much, like I'd get in a ring.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean if you're gonna get X amount of money just for entering the fight, like let alone say if you actually miraculously win, I'd be like, yeah, go on, fucking knock me out on TV.
Have you seen the size difference between Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather? Logan Paul's big, like he wrestled at high school.
Yeah, he's a big dude, but Mayweather will fuck anyone up. Conor McGregor was a lot bigger than Mayweather, and I mean, look what happened to that.
Yeah,
and Conor McGregor was a fighter. Like, yeah, he wasn't a quote unquote boxer, but he was still fucking an amazing athlete.
Yeah, the Conor McGregor story is. So I've got a friend who I've mentioned many times in this podcast, who we do need to get on, but he's a massive Conor McGregor fan. And I think I was a massive McGregor fan until like his story started being a bit meh. Like he went a bit off the rails.
I remember at the beginning, yeah, you were like,
Yeah, do you remember we watched that when you were living in Kensington? We watched that DVD, Notorious, I think the name of it is.
oh yes,
It's basically like how it was on welfare. Is that what it's called?
benefits, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever that is in Ireland. And then he was training to be a plumber, and he's like, do you know what? This is not what I want to do. And just that story of like perseverance and like that self-belief. And then within, I think, 3 years, he was fighting for the UFC championship in mixed martial arts. And that was a cool story. And then he was calling out people. He was obviously a bit extravagant, but that's what got him the attention, because he was saying stuff and then doing it. And then it just became like an absolute circus. And it was like, even after he lost his first fight, it wasn't the fact that he was unbeaten. After he lost his first fight, he was like, no, I want the same guy at the same weight, same rules again. And then he did it. And like that's what was cool.
See, now hearing that, it does sound very similar to what Logan Paul is doing.
What do you mean?
Like, he's kind of obviously only been fighting for a few years, and then he's already just calling out people.
But I suppose his following came from somewhere else, which I think that's why it's hard to give him the credibility.
I got you.
Because you think, like, you're not doing this, but then I suppose the other way you could look at it is that he doesn't have to do it for money.
Who, Logan Paul?
Yeah.
No, bro, them YouTubers, no, dude, fuck all, man.
You've seen like crazy
Yeah, mate.
mansions they live in.
Yeah.
But-
All that ad money, which we don't have. So, yeah, I guess we are technically YouTubers, but
Yeah, but
nowhere near. Nowhere near.
yeah, definitely not a mansion. This setup, but
Yeah.
but I think that's why it's hard to give him credibility, because you're like you're not really a fighter, but you're just, why would you choose the best if you're
Yeah.
going to do it? Like, stay quiet about it and like work your way up.
But that doesn't make the most money, does it? That's.
But then
like,
again, he doesn't have to do it for money.
But
so
that's
what?
yeah.
But I think this is one of those like.
But it's to feed that kind of like what's
But I think when you're at that fame level, it becomes, if you're seen doing anything below,
exactly, yeah, that's
like
what I'm gonna say.
your goalposts sort of change. Like
Yeah.
if you're seen to be doing like fighting amateur leagues, everyone will be like, oh, I train with Logan Paul, and then you'll just get all these like, rumors circulating about you
Yeah.
regardless. So there's only one way to go, which I guess is,
Unless you just do it like very like hush hush and only do the fights.
oh man, when you're that size, it's never going to be hush hush. So I think now that we've sort of talked it out, I now understand why they do it, I guess, because I think general viewers' knee-jerk reaction would be, oh, they're just doing it for money, blah blah. But it's like,
Right.
well, what else can they do? Because if there's either way, whatever they do is going to be taken negatively.
Yeah, I guess
There's going to be bad shit about the name.
you could
regardless.
also like put the same example on like someone like say KSI for instance, where he sort of did the whole boxing thing, and then obviously he kind of just realized, oh no, this is like I've done that, and like nah, I'm kind of like not for me.
Was that the first big YouTuber boxing match?
Yeah,
KSI and
yeah,
Logan
they
Paul?
started, but that was KSI's idea. So a lot of this stuff that kind of is still in circulation is because of him. Like he obviously, well, I guess he's a musician. So he
Wait,
does,
what?
makes music. He did like a tune with Craig David as well, like recently. I've not heard it, but like it's he just kind of, I guess he's just exploring different avenues, isn't it? Where I guess it comes down to how you go about it. Like he's just doing it because he likes doing it, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
and now he has the resources and kind of the time.
platform,
Yeah, he doesn't
all
really
that.
need to focus on, oh, I can't spend this much money on it because I'm not going to see any return. He's just like, I'm just doing it for fun. Like I've got fucking stats
Yeah.
coming in monthly as it is anyways. I don't really
Yeah.
care about that. I think the main thing is how you go about it. If you're just going to seem like you're just the biggest dude in the room, like trying to call out people and just essentially seem like a bellend, or you're just going to do it because you actually genuinely like doing it, or you found a passion for it, or you have always had a passion for it, but only now you've been able to
Didn't
explore it.
Lewis Hamilton have a brief foray into music as well?
I think he still makes music. In interviews,
never
he sometimes says like in downtime he just makes music.
Oh, so it's not like he's releasing it properly.
No. His thing is just fucking around and like Logic or whatever, which is still sick.
That's
because, yeah, you need an outlet, but also like someone of that level, when you're so fucking good at what you do, you wouldn't really expect them to have anything outside of that. So when you do hear that, it's like, oh, you are just like a dude.
There is that, because it humanizes them a little bit. But
Yeah.
also, I'm just like,
Yeah,
how,
you said this the
how
other day.
good is it that you can just be so good at it, and also be like, enough time to dabble in other things. Like you're so far ascending that one thing.
I think when you get to a certain level of success, what that in a way, I guess, teaches you or makes it apparent that you have to keep doing stuff. You can't stay
keep pushing.
still. Yeah, like, you know, it's like Kevin Hart, for instance, or like The Rock. Like, they're always doing something. And they're like two of the most successful people in the world. You always see them doing shit. And it's like, how do you find the time? Like, I remember Kevin Hart actually saying, you know, people come up to me like mates and like other celebrities saying, man, like, how do you have the time to do all this sort of shit? It's like, you just do. And I
Kevin Hart's story is pretty cool.
in a way agree with that, because when I find myself going through busy periods, like not that I'm particularly busy now with fucking all this stuff happening, but I find myself more productive the busier I am. Like when I have a busy schedule, I love it, and I find more ways to fill even like an hour or two that I might have as like free time. I would then find something productive to do during that time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, say for instance, if you're just lounging around the house, you're just a bit like lazy, like, oh, you're not going to just motivate yourself to do stuff. If you just randomly start cleaning the house, after you do that, you want to do more shit.
I know what you mean.
So you just like, oh, I'm going to just clean this room because I'm already doing it. Do you know what I mean? If you're already doing stuff that's productive, you may as well do more shit that's productive. So if you're always doing shit, like fucking, every day for a whole year, you're going to get so much shit done.
I think the sentiment for both The Rock and Kevin Hart is good about working hard and all that, but I know quite a few people have a problem with The Rock and the way he's portrayed, because he's obviously not natural. Like he's obviously like enhanced in terms of like steroids or whatever it takes. He's like 50 something.
Potentially now, yeah.
And now how he always works out, like Mark Wahlberg as well, working out at like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, and then doing all this kind of shit. There's a couple of YouTubers, I think Philion, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. But he has a big problem with it, and I do sort of understand it, because he made a whole video on it. I don't know if we can like link it somewhere in the description here somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
But probably. But it basically talks about how to portray that as an attainable thing for people to do. He's like, the message there is great. Yeah, you got to work hard to achieve your goals. That's fine. But to think that you're going to achieve what The Rock is doing is very unrealistic, because no one can train that off and recover and all that kind of stuff. I think Kevin Hart's story is a bit more relatable.
Yeah, but I think so. The whole Rock story is I've never seen him basically like try to convince people that you can do what I'm doing. I don't think he's ever said that.
Yeah, that's
he's just doing what he does, and he's just trying to like motivate people to just do more.
Yeah,
not not do what I'm doing, because let's face it, you have to be, just like what I said earlier, you have to be of a certain level of success to do that shit. Because I mean, he's got a team working for him. He has an idea. He just goes, "Oh, could you just kind of do this and set some things in motion?" Whereas if we want to start a podcast, we have to do it ourselves. We can't just like hire people to do it. I mean, we could hire people to do it, but we ain't got no funds for that. But, he's got a team and managers and all sorts. But yeah, with Kevin Hart, he's a bit more relatable in the sense where he takes a piss out of himself. I mean, The Rock takes a piss out of himself as well, but Kevin Hart's more like your average kind of, hey, yo, man.
It's like
really funny guy, like just really like wacky, but also he gets shit done, and he's like really motivated. Even with working out as well.
With his there's a whole thing with his accident recovery. That's an insane story.
That was mad, yeah. But a cool thing that he does as well is, I don't know if he still does it, but he organises like park runs for just the public, just to kind of get people more fit. Obviously, like Nike get involved in all sorts, probably,
of course.
But still, like he gets a huge group of people in a park, probably thousands of people, and just goes, right, it's not about keeping up with me or doing whatever. It's about let's just finish.
Get out
let's just be fit. Like if you do one lap, you do one lap. That's more than you did yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, and hopefully that is enough to motivate you to keep doing it. And I think, in a sense,
it's mostly old people.
No, it's anyone who wants to do it. It's just, I think it's directed at those who may not necessarily work out. And obviously, you're going to then work out if Kevin Hart's in the park having a little jog. You're going to put your jogging bottoms on and go, fuck it, go on, Kevin Hart, yay! But that is enough for some people to kind of get that,
Surprised he can do that at his level of fame.
I mean, it's probably like an organised event where you kind of have to maybe like sign up for it, and he probably has like a team of people around him.
Yeah,
But
I'm just imagining
it's
like
all
a
in good
giant
faith.
mob running around as like a herd of like
yeah,
runners.
but I think the way he is, he kind of takes no shit as well. He obviously at the beginning he'll just be like, "This isn't about me. Like, you're not here to get autographs. You might want to, and maybe I'll have some time at the end, but we're here to do this. Like, the reason you're here is because we're gonna just get fit and we're gonna run. If you're here for autographs, you might as well just go
I
home."
wonder how many of those like runners are like undercover security.
Oh, dude, bet I wouldn't be surprised. But it's like, so the other day, kind of related, kind of off topic. Me and my girlfriend just went for a walk in Weybridge, and guess who lives in Weybridge? That we found out,
Kevin Hart.
Mo Farah. And Mum was just running up and down them streets. I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" He kind of ran past us, like bright yellow. I was like, "He's kind of pegging it." I was like, "Ah, forget him." And then because I didn't know who he was,
Pegging it,
legging it, or whatever. Obviously it was just the back of his head, so I was like, "Oh, okay, he's going for it." And then we were still walking, and he was
We'll come
still
back
running.
to the pegging it part in a second.
Okay, cool. And then he was running towards us, and then she went, "Oh, it's Mo Farah." And I was kind of just, as you kind of walk, just kind of looking sort of straight ahead of you. And then just before he came up to us, I just kind of made eye contact, and I was like, when you just kind of go, hang on, what? That was Mo Farah. And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, sick." He was just fucking going for it, and it was just fucking really funny. It was like this teenage kid just behind him, clearly just like trying to keep up.
That's the pace.
And he just fucking, I can't do it. He's like, "I fucking passed me 2 miles back. I've been trying to keep up ever since."
just lapping.
Yeah.
I wonder how many because that look of realization, he must have seen it in 1,000 people's faces
Oh,
on that
100%,
one run and been like, "Nope, keep going."
Yeah, 'cause when you see someone like that, not that I get starstruck or whatever, but you kind of go,
I'd like to
I
think
could have
wouldn't
said
get
this or I could have done whatever, but it's like, well, what could I have said? I went to INS just like you, blood. You'd be like, so?
That's our high school, by the
Yeah.
way. We went to the same high school as
Yeah.
him. I've actually run laps with him. Do you remember when I did that promotional thing?
Oh, legit.
Yeah, when I
yeah.
was 13 years old.
So that was in the peak of his, like...
That was when he'd won the European Championships, but he hadn't won the Olympics yet. So he came back to do a promotional lap. I think it was on like some TV channel, and like me and my mate had to like read out some stuff at the camera. Because basically just the people who were on the athletics team were told to run around.
Nerd.
And his like warm up laps. I feel like I've talked about this before on the podcast, but even his warm up lap was just him. He was casually doing it, and like there was me as obviously a 13-year-old kid being like, well, "It's kind of fast, This is meant to be like make us look good."
He takes huge strides. I've noticed when he was running, I was like, "Bro, he's leaping between." When people run, it's like, your legs are a normal distance apart. This dude is almost jumping to the next step.
The pace, the average.
He's been running for fucking hours. He's just still going for it.
The average pace per kilometer that they sustain is ridiculous.
Mad. I don't understand how you get to that level. Like, I can understand like short bursts of energy and like doing things like that, but long distance anything.
I hate.
Fuck that, bro. That's just stamina. I think is one of the most impressive things to build up. When people get good at like rowing or running or having sex. There you go. There it is. Fucking hell.
Which brings us nicely back into our
The pegging.
Yeah, you know what that is, right?
Yes. I don't get it.
Okay.
You get it?
No, I don't get it. I was just saying you were lying about it. But I remember there's a girl at my old agency. That sounds like a really bad intro to it.
What kind of agency is that?
Porn stars.
Casting couch.
Shit. Yeah, so she was like, "Oh yeah, one of my boyfriends." Her boyfriend was in the army.
One of my boyfriends.
That's not what I just said. Yeah. No, so her boyfriend was in the army or training to be, or something. So like,
she was or something.
So that automatically comes with some sort of connotations, like a bunch of soldiers. Basically like rugby teams as well. And whenever you get a big group of guys together, suddenly it just turns gay. Like whether it's actually
wait, I'm gonna pause that there.
Like
I've never
like
had that.
like the humor just gets gay. You've never been like a big group of like a teammate.
I've never had showers with other dudes, if that's what you're asking me. Like rugby. Just
yeah, but like even like just like a male changing room, like any like super testosterone filled environment. I think it's more.
Does it?
I think it's more of a dominance thing than it is a actually like homoerotic thing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna fuck you. No, I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah, like your girlfriend's dogs do it too. Like it's just a dominance thing. Right? They're trying to hump each other, right?
Two girls.
I think it just turns like this weird animalistic things.
maybe.
This conversation could have got derailed so easily just then, but I'm glad I brought it back around.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Tits.
It is.
We're back. So that happens. Like they literally, like the humor just gets a bit like they try and like test the boundaries of like it's like playing gay chicken with each other. Do you know what I mean?
Test the boundary.
It's true. Oh god.
Oh, that's where we are now. Okay. Is that like too far, or is that like getting there? Or...
Is that too far, bro? That's too far.
Okay. Put it away.
But yeah, so her boyfriend was trying to join the army or something like that, and she's like, whenever he gets drunk, he always jokes about, oh, wouldn't it be funny if you like pegged me? And I was like, I'm not gonna say a name, obviously. I was like, that's probably kind of weird. Like he probably in his heart of hearts wants to sort of try it a little bit. Like there's no way you like if it's consistent.
Yeah.
How do you not...
But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you like what you like.
How
Whatever.
do you know you like that though? You gotta try it.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know if.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if I want that. Like.
Let us
full-on-
know in the comments. How many of you
I've been
want to
pegged.
get pegged? Oh, have been, okay.
Well, have been or want to.
Or would not judge, but
No, we're not judging.
no, not that, not
Oh.
us, but as in like how many of you would consider it? Or equally, how many of you girls would be cool with your partner saying, do you know what, babe?
Yeah, because it's got to be.
Strap this on.
Because also the feeling's got to be mutual.
Fuck yeah.
Because the girls. I don't give a fuck. Because the girl's got to be like, okay, because like there's no enjoyment out of that. It's obviously just
It's plastic.
like a mental.
You're literally just dancing because like there's no intrinsic. And this is one of those ones that kind of this is getting way too detailed. Either way, this is getting super X-rated. Any adverts that we could have put on this have just gone
no
down
advert.
the drain, down the shitter, so to speak.
In the
Anyway,
shitter.
I think we'll probably wrap it up there for this week.
Yes,
I hope
yes.
you guys enjoyed the podcast. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you're listening to us only through your ears.
Yes.
As opposed to your other orifices. Just drop
Your
us
butt.
a review. Drop us a review, and we'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one. Peace.